weeks, a month.
I'd hope that we'd have something in a month.
Never know. Is there any other business?
I did want you to know the three things that I've asked them to do.
What's that?
Was putting the authority together and working on tax. And the other thing is that on that junior loan that y'all borrowed last year, the bank said we couldn't pay it off early. I'm going to ask them, I don't want to overload them with things to do for us, but I'm going to ask them to, if we're successful in acquiring that property and then selling that property, and we can generate the money to do it, and I'm going to ask them to prey on the bank to get us, let us pay that off early.
That'd be good.
And the reason for that is we're paying $2,164 a month interest on that loan right now. You do that over 8 years, the term is $216,000. That's just going to be drawn out of this county. So we'll proceed with that and see what we can get done.
I just believe when we get our trust authority set up, I believe it'll just benefit us.
Hope so.
Yeah. Any other business?
I will say that I don't think the authority not being set up is self-explanatory.
No, but I think something needs to be done.
It is. And when these people recommend something to us, it's going to be right. There's not going to be any shenanigans or deals or anything like that. It's going to be straight up business. And they know what they're doing. They won't do anything that's wrong. They haven't in the past. And I'm sure they're like anybody can make a mistake. But so far, they've really been spot on everything we've asked them.
Another thing, what about if Kim Reeves and paying him to do his job that I guess he's on hold or whatever? Nobody checked on him?
Yes, I saw them. I didn't see Kim. He wasn't at Norman, but one of his associates were. He said he was waiting on some pictures.
From us.
Mm-hmm. Remember you and I don't know who you.
We took pictures and sent them. We went up there and built the walls.
Did you send the pictures to Kim?
Sent them to his company.
Well, that's the same man, yeah.
I don't know how much validity there is. The concern, we did find mortar in some walls up there between the pods, but we identified why and how come the prisoners were breaking out. We need to do a remedy, and once we get everything accomplished that we've got going on right now, which is a bunch, to get the heating and air conditioning straightened out, it's going to be our next step to try to put up a stainless steel liner over those shower facilities and restroom facilities to where they can't get holes in them.
Shouldn't that be up to them since it was never installed to start with?
Well, Marvin, I've got the specs right here in this file of what's supposed to go in there, put in there with this design by the architect. I don't agree that it's the right thing, but if you had people on the floor, they wouldn't have time to dig through that.
See, that's the problem I have with the whole situation after talking to this different architect. There are certain items that go in the jail and in the building that's not optional. It's not if that architect wants to do it or if it doesn't. And it appears to me. I believe you. I'm not arguing with you, Randy. I'm just saying.
I wanted somebody to have to pay for it other than us. And I examined it, and
there are some things that's not optional, and I don't know how they got by with that. But
well,
how it happened.
It was approved. It was an error that we're going to have to suffer through the cost of it. I'm not even sure how much it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that costly to fix it, but it's just something else that we're going to have to do. And it gets so tangled up is if you start challenging the architectural side of it, then they're going to say, well, you don't have enough manpower. If you had enough manpower, they wouldn't be up there and sealing in holes. And that's correct. See what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying, huh?
My thoughts are like yours, Paul, it ought been where nothing could have got through there. The entire facility, I mean, you could not do anything, to any wall, any fixture, any ceiling to escape. But unfortunately, that's the way they let you build them.
Like I say, we all know they need more help, and they need it.
We haven't forgot about it. They are trying to inspect the facilities a little closer than they were when they can. And, there's that item right there, and then another item is the plumbing chassis. They don't have the security whatsoever. And then we've got another issue that has come up that we're just made aware of, is that those prisoners can pop those doors in between the pods. And we had to put some steel plates over the jams on those doors so they can't get them open.
I'm like, well, that's something I think we're gonna never get
But the question is, are we gonna continue paying Kim Reeves for nothing?
Well, we're gonna make one payment to
I
him.
know, and he hasn't done nothing. But has he accomplished anything? Well, I think we've accomplished more than he has. I mean, we got any results out of the payment?
But we've got, we looked the plans over and told us a few things, minor things, like I was telling you, I was sharing with Randy about, just like the roof, any opening bigger than 4 or 6 inches, I can't remember exactly what it said, has to be backed up with iron, so they can't get their head through it and get through there. Well, that's not up there.
But shouldn't that be the commissioners voting or getting the architect back up here and the builder and getting it fixed?
That's where I was going with that. I said, that's something I wasn't aware of, and like I was trying to explain to Randy, it's not an option if that angle iron's up there. It doesn't matter what AIP, which was the architect, if they put it in the plans or not. That's what I'm saying, that's not an option. By state laws, it should have been there.
Well, let me say this.
And it wasn't, and that's what we're going with Kim. That is something that I think we need to get Sodalco, which was a contractor back down here, and ask them why it's not there. And AIP Architectural Services.
There's a lift there on site 24/7, and he can access that anytime, send somebody down there to do whatever he wants to do. How much did we pay him to initiate that thing?
And Kim,
Yeah.
like 4,500.
We've got 2 visits.
Oh, we're not through yet.
Well,
He told us that stuff there was supposed to be done. and
y'all are gonna use him.
Just have to sue him.
Well, then he
Then
needs,
it's fixed.
then he needs to be the one that presents and prepares the information we need to sue him. If they're at fault there, then we need to pursue that and continue on with it instead of just letting it go away. We've already got $4,500 in it, a lot of time. And we have a lift up there that they can get no ceilings anytime they want to.
Once again, Jamie. So,
Y'all hired him.
Somebody needs to contact him, tell him he needs to do his job. When's the last time he was
Ricky,
here?
in my
Several months
opinion,
ago.
he has showed us several things on the jail that should have been, that shouldn't have been there. I mean, he has made us aware of several things. And I think personally we need to go back on Sodalco, the contractor.
Well, before you can go back on a contractor, then you're gonna have to have him
That's why we hired
compare
him.
what is wrong. And he's gonna have to itemize the deficiencies so that we can have a district attorney or other counsel take proceedings against them to repair all of it. But that, you can't just, we hired an engineer and he said this is wrong. You can't do that. It's gotta be documented. And he's the engineer and he's the one that needs to prepare it. And if it costs a little bit more money, well, I think you probably ought to ask him what it's gonna cost before we do it, because so far we've spent $4,500 and all he's done is walk through there.
Well, now, he's went over a lot of the plans, he's done more than walk through there, I mean.
I haven't had no inquiries from him whatsoever.
Well, I've talked to him. I mean, and you're right, we need to probably move forward on it and get with Farley Ward and,
We've got $4,500 in it already, we ought to do something with it.
yeah.
Either decide not to do nothing or go after it. And I feel just the way y'all do that.
I think we should go after him and make them do it like they're
Deficiencies
supposed
there
to.
that should be addressed.
Somebody needs to contact them and might set an appointment or a date or something for them to be here.
We're talking about Kim,
Yeah,
I'll get in touch with him.
and tell him we need all that documentation.
Tell him to bring somebody that's gonna get up there that's, qualified and make his examination. Because we've done everything he's asked us to do, and no results.
How long can you wait on something like that? I mean, it's been built for, what, 8
8 years. I think you have 10 years on
That's
that.
what Farley said, we had 10 years, according to Farley.
Is that from the time you put the first shovel in the ground or the time it was completed?
I think when it's handed over to us.
Okay.
Were there not state inspectors that had to sign off on this as it was being built?
Do what now?
Were there not
No.
state inspectors that were
No.
required to sign off on this?
No.
It wasn't a fire marshal or
Yes,
or
there
any
was a
kind of
fire
a jail
marshal.
authority
There
inspector?
was
or-
a fire marshal inspected one time, and then the county was using Pat Garner as an inspector on site. We have the vouchers for that.
But some specs were different then than they are now, right? I mean,
Well,
Jail
no,
standards.
we still have the standards that it was built to at that time.
Okay.
And we've got the books. I mean, that's how we got our information. We found out that little metal up there they cut with fingernail clippers was,
That's all you can go by is 06.
hmm.
Okay. So that's what we do.
but if we're gonna address it in that avenue, we need to start moving forward because it takes time to do everything and we're running out of time. We've got 10 years, we're on 2 years left. But I'll do anything I can. If he wants to get some people down here and he needs more lifts or whatever he needs, I'll help him get it to examine it. But when I went up in those ceilings, the reason that they go around is they just pulled them block slips at the end where those bar joists go through there. And there's just some insulation stuffed in there. And all you gotta do is just pull it out and get a couple of those concrete blocks and start working them loose. They're just halfway embedded, so there's no stability there. Now, I think that's wrong, but you shouldn't have a prisoner in the roof to start with.
True.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn.